All right, if you're just joining us, this is Early Starters, and right about now, we will be exploring, simple ways to manage stress. And we have this particular, habit of not getting enough rest. Maybe, or should I say, probably, it's due to the hustle and bustle in Nigeria. We want to, eke out a living from whatever it is we are doing. And of course, it is so hard in the country. It's not that favorable, but yet you need to, be cautious of how well you live your life and, of course, manage your health. And that's why I have an international doctor on the program. It's not just a doctor, he's a doctor with steez and composure, a doctor of doctors. The doctor that has always been there before other doctors. A doctor that has been there before any other doctor and after every other doctor. He is a broadcast doctor. Is an original and licensed doctor. A doctor who has worked in Nigeria for many years and of course has now, spread his tentacles. And I know that one day he will help my life too. And he will take me to the UK. Dr. Precious Uwagbai is our guest on the program. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Shebi, I told you he's a broadcast doctor.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
The baritone voice.
I like the voice sounds like that of Barry White.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, doctor. You're looking good as usual.
Thank you, the delectable Miriam.
Oh my God. Let me just feel good.
You didn't say anything about me.
You're a man now.
It's a pleasure meeting you. You know, when they say ladies first,
Okay.
so I'm
After
trying to
men.
give credence.
Ladies first, after men. That's the full sentence.
All right.
All
Nice
right,
to meet
after
you.
men.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
thank you very much, doctor, for coming on the program. And I must say, I feel so good because when you have professionals, discuss a particular topic, it will be so good. And we will learn and unlearn some things.
Yes.
So on the program this morning, we are discussing stress management and common health missteps. And I would love you to, please in the layman's way, because we don't want more than enough, medical terms, that it will be simplified for our viewers watching us. What is stress on its own? And when we say, missteps in, health, what does it mean?
All right. Thank you, our viewers. Good morning, everyone. So, stress simply means pressure or strain to the body. You see, a medium level of stress or a minimum stress is good for the body. It helps to keep focus. But you see, when the stress become intense, it can affect all the organs of the body, according to medical science. I'm going to be telling us the common stresses we face in Nigeria, and they are very, very common. It ranges from the traffic stress, the stress you feel when they take the light, when there's power outage, to the bad road, bad water supply, the economy itself, and sometimes the traffic, noise pollution. You know, there's something I discovered. In developed countries, nobody press the horn. But in Nigeria, when you go to driving school, the first thing you actually learn is how to press the horn.
They told us in the driving school that you and the other person are two different people. You are the only normal person driving the car.
The other
You see
person is not normal.
The other person as an abnormal person.
Yes,
So
that's
I
to
think
keep
the
you on the
on
safe
is something
side.
that will keep you, on that sport.
So that's actually called noise pollution, and that's a
Noise
source
pollution.
of stress. Traffic issues, insecurity brings stress. So there are a lot of. If you're talking about stress issues in this country, they are enormous. So there's a way out. Can I use one medical terminology? Am I
Please do.
permitted?
Please go ahead.
So there's something I'll teach the audience this morning. It's called Samavriti Pranayama. Samaviti Pranayama is a medical terminology for breathing box to ease stress. So peradventure you're facing stress. So the principle states that you take a deep breath. Whilst you're taking the deep breath through your nose, you count 1 to 4. So we're all going to try it on air. So You hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You breathe out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4. You hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You breathe in again through your nose. 2, 3, 4. You hold it there, and then you take it out. So you do that. So you're doing your count.
All
1,
right.
2, 3, 4. So you keep doing. It's like a square. So it's square breathing
Okay.
box. Yeah. So that helps you ease the stress. That's just one of the major ways. I'm going to be mentioning other ways, but
Okay.
it's going to be an interesting time this morning.
I trust you to make it interesting, while we, learn from the feet of a medical master. All right, sir. So how can individuals, recognize early burnout? If you feel that, okay, I'm stressing myself out, aside from the regular body ache, headache, and all, there are some things that you just mentioned that are being affected
Yes.
in our system. So how do you recognize them?
All right, so I'll tell you quickly how you recognize them, then I'll tell you some health missteps, which is very important for this broadcast. For some people, because our body reacts and responds differently
Okay.
in terms of health challenges. So for some, there is a migraine. So you feel that strain at the top of your head. For some, it's from the eyes. For some, the
I
lips,
experienced that.
yes. For some, the lips become really dry. They start feeling their mouth as if they are ill. For some, it's the constant headache, and then for some, they just feel like fainting. They feel weak. The body is out of oxygen. The body needs oxygen to function. When your oxygen level begins to drop, then a lot of things is going wrong. Naturally, on the max, it should be 96. By the time it gets to 95, that's 1. By the time it gets to 94, that's 2. When it gets to 93, you should be in the hospital. So when your stress level increases and your oxygen level reduces, it's a big problem. That's why when a patient has a tumor or maybe a cancerous growth or something, and you do a test, what we call an extraction of the fluid. I don't want to call it terminologies that will confuse the audience. And then it's auto biopsy. All right. So when you do a biopsy and you take out that fluid and you do the test and you find out it's cancerous, if the patient's oxygen level is low, despite the fact you have all the money in the world, you still can't do the test. You still can't do the surgery. Yes. No matter how much you have, no matter how eager you are to take it out, they can't take it out because your oxygen level is low. So stress is dangerous. It can affect all parts of the human body, all the organs. So when you start feeling the sign of strain, you start feeling that pressure, you start feeling headache, it's your body's way of telling you, respond, get some rest, go and unease. Sometimes some people feel stress from even their health and they don't know. Your body is telling you, go to the restroom and urinate. And you're telling yourself, I can hold it. Holding urine is detrimental to your health. You don't hold it. For men, we can control to a reasonable level. If you're exercising your Kegel, I understand. That's another word, I'll break it down. Peradventure, maybe you're trying to boost your erectile levels.
That's where I'm going to.
You can hold over time, or maybe when you're urinating, you urinate and hold, urinate and hold. Yeah, it's fine.
Does
but
it work
not
for women too? Because they said it does.
Oh my goodness! So you have to pay for consultation.
Because when we are learning one, let's learn another.
I'll talk
in the
about.
other room.
So there's what we call the muscles of the vagina. Are we permitted to use those words on
Of
here?
course, yes.
All right.
Of course.
So you strengthen the muscles of the vagina. So doing that is really good. It helps to strengthen the muscles of the vagina over time. So you have a healthy system. Let me put it that way. So yes, it's good, but it's more important to the men because penetration is the job of the man. So most times you guys don't do anything, and you don't know how far we go to make you happy.
Thank you for God bless you. Thank you for that.
So
all right, doctor, back to the missteps.
So yeah, the missteps. I'm going to be telling you 5 missteps that we need to look out for in order to have a stress-free life. Number one is called regulated sleep. And when I say regulated sleep, I mean sleep well. If you sleep 4 hours and you think for some of us, we sleep 3 hours and we feel good. Over time, it will tell on your health. So if you want to have good health, you need to sleep minimum 7 hours. Minimum 7 hours. Take a healthy sleep. Sleeping is very important. You see, what will affect memory loss over time? There's an actor, Bruce. I don't know if you know him. He clocked 70 years old recently in America, and he has lost his memory. He doesn't even know he was once famous. You know what causes that? Burnout over time, little sleep, more stress. And then you get to a particular age where, although it has been proven that dementia can be hereditary, can be in the line, but it can also be induced by consistent stress over time, and then you can have memory loss. So misstep number one, you need to have regular sleep. People don't sleep well. And in this part of the world, especially in this city called Lagos, Lagos doesn't sleep. So we need to inculcate the habit of sleeping. This is
well.
very important, and sleeping well. Number two, self-medication is a misstep. We need to stop it. I said recently when I was interviewed in one of the famous TV stations, I said going over the counter to get controlled drug is a no-no. It's bad. When you become antibiotic resistant, you put yourself in harm's way, because when a patient is brought into the hospital, the first thing a reasonable doctor wants to do is to stabilize you and make sure you are responding to treatment. Then we do the necessary test and then give you what your body requires. But when the test result says you have a particular illness and it tells us that you are resistant to all the antibiotics that should naturally help you, then we have problem. That's the biggest problem. So it says you are resistant to all of them, and meanwhile, on a natural basis, if you have not abused those medications, we should be able to help you and get out of the situation. So we keep managing the person, and then you hear the person is gone. Not because the doctor is incompetent, but because you've become antibiotic resistant. So you must stop self-medication. It's drug abuse. They all fall under self-medication. You are very quick to have flu and you want to take malaria and typhoid medicine. By the way, who told Nigerians that every malaria you have, you must treat typhoid and malaria? That's another misstep. If you have malaria, treat malaria. You don't get typhoid every 3 market days. It's not possible. Yes. So there's someone I was talking to recently. She said she was treating herself for malaria and typhoid. I said, who told you have typhoid? She said, I can feel it. Oh. So in the health sector, so this is not what you feel. You don't go with what you feel. You go with what is confirmed. Even as a doctor, I will need to do a health check for me to be sure if I have malaria or if I have typhoid. You don't just assume. You don't base on assumption. That's why if you check the medical process, you need to do the test before you administer the medication. If we're giving you saline or giving you fluid, it's just to stabilize you.
Doctor, please, let me come in.
Yes,
I have a question because someone said because of the typhoid you just mentioned,
Yes.
that even the typhoid test will come back the next morning to get your result is not original. That it needs to take like 2 weeks. That there's something you call culture.
Okay, blood culture.
Yes, that for you to get a real result from for a typhoid test.
So there are different types of tests. When you're talking about urinalysis, you should take 3 to 4 days. Okay. When you're talking about typhoid, within the week the results should be out. But there are some medical apparatuses right now that can give you the results in 24 hours. Okay. You can get it, but I repeat, malaria is not the same as typhoid. This is very important. Another thing under number 2, I'm giving you just 5 points. Under number 2, which is the issue with self-medication, the way we take paracetamol in this country, we need to really tone down on the paracetamol. Do you know that it has been proven medically that constant taking of paracetamol leads to liver constraint? So you're actually co-cooling, causing problems for your liver. Because and then this one would really shock a lot of people. We're very quick to drink agbo. Very quick to drink agbo. Please, I practice with Nottingham University Hospital in England, and I can tell you from experience, when most Nigerians come in, the liver issues we handle is a lot more, and it's due to self-medication, drinking herbal cognants, drinking things that. Now, I'm not saying you should not take herbs, but I'm saying understand the dosage. Everything has got measurement. Even with your orthodox medicine, they tell you take 5 mils of this, take 2 tablets of paracetamol. So if you're supposed to use paracetamol, at least in a space of 4 to 5 hours, that's the window. Do you know that you're not supposed to take any medication and alcohol within the hour? The minimum space should be at least 6 hours. Some people don't know this. I did a video in BBC in England, and I told them, I said the minimum time you should use any medication after drinking alcohol should be minimum 6 hours, because alcohol and medication is a combination of a chemical reaction. You don't want to understand what goes on inside your stomach. And your stomach is just like a pot. You can control what you put in, but you can't control what goes on in there. It's like you're beating a baby and telling the baby how to cry. You can't dictate it. So in the same vein, let's be disciplined to know what we take in. Let's apply constraint. You see all these herbs, they tell you, oh, this one works. It will make you last long in bed. Yes. Although it looks dirty, but you just want to drink it so you can last long. And then you drink the whole bottle. Meanwhile, they say drink a little bit. I consult for a company called Fekomi, and they deal with wellness. I'm not placing an advert, but I'm saying I know about some of these things. And as they are doctor both in Nigeria, in the UK, and in the US, I tell people, follow the prescription. If they tell you take 1 spoon, please take 1 spoon. It doesn't. I heard of a man who took more than the required spoon because he wanted to impress the lady in the other room. He collapsed on the lady because he had high blood pressure. And let me tell you this, if you have not checked your blood pressure in the last 6 months and you are above the age of 35, President Tinubu, please declare a state of emergency. They should be arrested, because the truth is, and this, I'm giving it to you for free, you're not paying for any consultation. If you want to be smart, sit down with your father. If you're a man, ask him questions. Daddy, do you have any health vulnerables? Do you have any health challenge? Is there something about you I need to know? Because sometimes, that's why when you come to the hospital, they ask you, is there anybody in your family that has diabetes? Is there anybody in your family that has high blood pressure? Because they know these things are genetical, so they want to trace them. So you need to know your dad's or your mom's or your parents' medical history so you can be guarded. I met a lady recently, she called yesterday also. The mom died of breast cancer. She has the fluid right now in the breast. For me, I'm very quick to say, let's do a biopsy and confirm, and then straight, let's take it out. For the husband, you can still use some agbo. And I told her, I said, please tell your husband, I said, if your mom passed because of breast cancer, now you have something in your breast. Wisdom demands you run. You don't look back. You behave like the wife of, if you behave like the wife of Lot, you go in the direction of your mom. It's clear. So please, let's tone down on the abuse of medications. Number 3 is ignoring our mental health. We do that a lot here. You see, your mental health is so important that we really do not talk about it in this part of the world. You meet a lady today, she's billing you today. That's a mental health issue. That girl is mad. I'm telling you.
Thank you for that, please.
I have to say, you know, there are things I concur. When I traveled abroad, I discovered that I was with you before I traveled. And you know, in Nigeria, you meet a young lady. I had a program, and I was telling my friends there that when somebody comes to visit you, necessity is laid on you that you must give thanks for coming. You must appreciate them. You must take them out and at least make them feel happy. You must give them money. And these guys looked at me and they were like, you're aiding prostitution. Because when you give her money, she's thinking, what will I give you in return? Now we're in this part of the world where people are kind of, in quotes, impoverished. I feel you're alleviating their stress. But when I traveled, I discovered you go out with a young lady, she wants to actually pay for your dinner. If she instituted the meeting, she's ready to take care of you. You go for a wedding, anything you eat, you pay. It's a restaurant, a wedding reception. Whatever anybody orders for, you pay for what you order for. Here in Africa, from here to the junction of your estate, moi moi alone. That's a mental health issue, for God's sake. So people start getting angry that you mean moi moi has not gotten here? You mean jollof rice has not gotten to? Now they get angry. That's entitlement mentality. It's also mental health issue. Now, do you know there is a? Do you know that there are tests? There is a test. Time will fail me to carry out the test on air. There are questionnaires I can read to you. If you do that test, you will discover that very many people in Lagos have mental health issues, and this is alarming. We need to be careful. Number 4, this is very important: not moving enough. Some of us we live in a house where there is lift. We come downstairs, we enter our car, we drive to the office, we sit down from morning to night, get back into the car, back home. You're not moving enough. I think it's a misstep. We need to move. Sometimes move your feet. You have your metatarsals, your tarsals. You move them, your wrist, your nerves. Just make sure you move your body. Sometimes while you're seated, you can stretch. Sometimes you can take a deep breath. I just taught you Samavriti Pranayama. Samavriti Pranayama. Good. Okay. So you can take a deep breath. If you can't go through the exercise, you can take a deep breath. Now, what that exercise does is that it exercises your lungs. And you will agree with me, it takes the lungs to breathe well. It takes the lungs to evade respiratory infections. So if you want to be free from these missteps, you need to consciously move enough. And then number 5, it's eating on the go. Try to eat well. In this part of the world, I think Nigerians eat well, but sometimes we eat lots of junks. You need to watch the restaurant. That food is ready does not mean health is safe. Food is ready does not mean your health is safe. So be careful where you eat. Don't just enter every restaurant you see. Take a step backward. You see, I tell people gala and soft drink in traffic is a no-no. It's not balanced. You need to eat well. Balanced diet will do. Some vegetables will help. And you see, vegetables are not really expensive. The reason why we find it difficult to take them is because we have that notion that it's a white man's food. But that's what your body needs to move you forward. In Africa, we wear I am busy as an ID card. Especially in Nigeria. Everybody is busy. But listen, you will not be too busy when you are admitted and you are in front of me in the hospital and I'm checking you every 4 hours. Create time for your health.
Create time for yourself. I love the fact that you ended on that beautiful note. Create time for yourself. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with this highly insightful, health discussion. The kidneys are 2 bean-shaped organs located on either side of the spine, just below the rib cage. Though small, they play an essential role in maintaining the body's balance and overall health. Every day, the kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood, removing waste products, toxins, and excess fluids, which are then excreted as urine. Beyond filtration, the kidneys regulate blood pressure, maintain electrolyte balance. Despite their importance, kidneys are often taken for granted until problems arise. Many misconceptions surround kidney health. For instance, while it is true that foods high in potassium should be limited for people with kidney disease, they are not harmful to those with healthy kidneys. Bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes, which are rich in potassium, actually support kidney health for the average person. Another myth is that frequent urination is always a sign of kidney failure, whereas it could be related to diabetes, urinary infections, or other conditions. Caring for the kidneys begins with staying hydrated. Drinking adequate water daily helps flush toxins and reduces the risk of kidney stones. A balanced diet is equally important, low in salt and processed foods, but rich in fresh produce, lean proteins, and whole grains. Foods such as apples, garlic, cucumbers are particularly beneficial for kidney health. For those interested in natural cleansing, parsley and dandelion teas or lemon water can support kidney detoxification. But it is important to remember that the kidneys are naturally self-cleaning organs when properly hydrated.
KG5F Security Services. We are dependable, reliable, proficient, and gallant always. KG5F Security Services, officially licensed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our services include general office security, personal security, asset protection, protocol services, physical security, aviation security, loss prevention, escort protection, security patrols, and access control. We are available 24/7. KG5F Security Services also provide installation of security gadgets such as CCTV camera, alarms, special communication equipment, and so on. Gallant security personnel are needed nationwide with attractive working benefits. Contact KG5F Head Office at 45 Prince Adeyemi Street off Governors Road, Ikotun, Lagos, or our branch office 25 Yaya Baton Road, adjacent Nationwide Petrol Station, Ogba, Lagos. For inquiries, call 5F Security Services to serve and protect.
Engineer.
Welcome back. You're watching Early Starters on Operatune TV. I've been having a lovely time, behind the camera, and I talked to the doctor. I asked him if he can help me with, trimming down a little bit, and then he asked me, "Who's complaining?" I said, "Myself, Gunga. I am the one complaining," but he said, he still sees me as someone who is on the flat side of it. I don't know what flatness is talking about, but me, I'm not flat. All I know and I can see is that I am fat and I want to trim down. But now, we've done justice to the stress management thing, and we've been doing well to, mention the health missteps, and it mentioned 5. We are on number 3, sir, or number 2.
Well, I've actually mentioned the 5, and I can take you over them.
No, because I want you to mention like 15. That's why I said.
Okay, so before we come back there,
All right, sir.
which I'm happy we have time, because I was actually looking at your time. I thought you finish up
Yes,
by 11, so
yes.
that's why I was a bit very fast and trying to. So what does stress do? Number 1, it increases your blood pressure, and this is very, very dangerous. When your blood pressure keeps spiking, you could have cardiac arrest.
Okay.
The person could collapse. A lot of things can happen when the blood pressure gets really high. So you need to watch it, because it increases your blood pressure. Number 2, it increases your sugar level. So you need to be careful for those who are susceptible to diabetes, or who have the family history of diabetes. You need to be careful. You need to watch it. Anytime you're feeling stress, you need to take out time. That's why I'm working on a series right now with an international station, the things you must know before the age of 20 in terms of your health, the things you must know before the age of 25, 30, 35, 40, all in series with Dr. Precious. So I'm doing that right now, all the way to 90. And in order for me to do this, I had to speak to people at different stages, and also combined with my knowledge in medicine. What stress does, number 3, it weakens your immune system. You see, your immunity is very important. When it is weak, that's when you start contacting all these communicable diseases. It is not every time you're in a place where someone is coughing and you eventually cough. Am I correct?
Yes.
There are times you're in a place someone is coughing and you end up not coughing. What happens is your immune system is strong, so you can overcome whatever has been in that.
But some people will say keep taking vitamin C and you'll be fine.
So this is another misstep. Like I said, abuse of medication. Do you know that it is wrong for you to take vitamin C with malaria medication? Yes, it's actually wrong, because it negates the power of the malaria medication. Vitamin C should not be taken with anti-malaria. But a lot of people do not know this. And you don't just take it. If you're taking, there are some medications you don't take. And this is very, very vital. Time will fail me, but when next I come here, I'm going to mention some popular drugs in Nigeria, and I'm going to tell you what other medications you should not mix it with.
We need to bring doctor back here.
This is
very,
if I'm in the country, I will definitely
because I know you'll be going back, very soon. But I would love you to.
It took me 2 years to make up time for Kemi, but it only took me 2 weeks to be with you.
But
it's all right. Number 4, it's what I call indigestion.
Okay.
You see, indigestion is what stress can do. You see, when you're stressed out, even if you eat so well, if something is stressing you in your mind, you will eventually have reflux syndrome or heartburn because you're stressed. And stress is not just about the physical environment. It also has to do with the mind, psychological. So you need to watch it. And then finally, increase in irritability. Irritability is that feeling of irritation. You just get angry easily. That's what stress does. When you see a woman who has not been ministered to in the marriage for a long period of time, when somebody at the office
who has not
says,
been ministered to.
Miriam knows what I'm talking about.
I understand.
I understand too.
Okay.
Very well.
So when you see her in the office, you see the way she snaps at her staffs. You think it's that thing they did that is making Madame to react. No, there is an underlying condition. Thank you very much. Deficiency of proper administration. You see Madame serving food to Oga and the food is anyhow. But when Oga responds well, Madame becomes happy. So everyone needs that satisfaction. I said this some time ago, a man needs minimum at least 21 times in a month
Okay.
to relieve himself.
Okay.
Minimum.
21 times.
It can be
How
more.
about a woman?
Now,
God
let me balance it. When I say minimum, I am saying in terms of averting possibilities of having prostate eventually.
We've heard that before.
So that's a balance.
We've
But
heard
when
that
it comes
before.
to the woman, I don't want to put a cap on it because I encourage movement in the other room. So you can have it as much as you want with Oga. Because what we have is the men feeling ready and the women saying, I'm not ready. And I'm here to say justice for the men.
Justice for the women.
God bless you.
Solidarity.
We are forming our own Justice League.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
So, some issues that really stress us in this part of the country, rent. When the landlord the landlord may be calling for something good,
Yes.
but immediately you see the landlord's call, there is that high blood pressure that comes in. Sometimes your phone notification. Do you know that it has been proven that bank alert reduces stress much more than medication? As Miriam is now, there is a kind of alert you send to Miriam now. She will produce oxytocin. She will produce dopamine. She would. There's a level of stress that would
Yes.
be reduced when money hits your account. You know, I learned this thing the first time I saw some millions. I did not feel the urge to eat. That was when it dawned on me that this breakfast, lunch, and dinner is for poor people. You know, they say eat 3 square meal. Is 3 a square?
3 is not
a
square.
square.
3
A
is
square
not
is 4. It's a triangle with 4 sides. So rich people eat when they are hungry. They eat for vitality, vigor, and energy. But you see, poor people eat because it's breakfast. They eat because it's lunch. Sometimes I don't do dinner. Sometimes I don't do breakfast. Sometimes I eat when I want to eat, and I eat what I want to eat. So there are two different things.
And not what you see.
Yes,
What
so
you
you
see,
eat when
what
you
is
want
available.
and what you want. But you see, you now discipline yourself to eat healthy, so you don't have the pot belly, and then you become overweight. Because sometimes when you eat junks, it doesn't help your body. So if you're the type that you like ice creams, you like meat pies, you need to let all that go. So some other things that causes stress, I would say poor transportation system. You get to the road and you're waiting for a bus for a very long time and there is nothing.
So many
You're a bit worried. Now, some people who have cars didn't used to feel this stress until thanks to the economy now, petrol is now very expensive.
1,000.
So when you drive into the petrol station, your blood pressure goes up. I bought fuel in my car recently, and I told him fill the tank, and I wasn't looking. So when this guy was done, he said my money was 114,000 to fill up the tank. I still had fuel in the car. That was when it dawned on me that, bro, it's not the Nigeria you left that you came back to. It's just a Benz, not even a G-Wagon. It's just a normal Mercedes-Benz SUV. Now imagine if it was a G-Wagon and I looked away. I'm sure my blood pressure would be so high I would need an ambulance. So guys, it's do you also know that your phone notification can cause stress?
Of course.
There are people that cannot look at their WhatsApp with one message. It's a mental health disorder. They want to always tick the buttons. They want to always check who is texting me, who is calling me. There are people when their phone rings, their blood pressure goes up. So you need to watch it. You need to take a chill pill. Sometimes social media, you need to take time off the screens. You know, some people can't discipline themselves. You need to tell yourself maybe 30 minutes before bedtime, no screen. You need to take yourself out of it. And this is also very important for some certain people is job security. When there is no job, the economy is going in the other way, they keep getting worried. So this would also help our viewers. For those who are always stressed on the move, how do you manage this stress? There are micro habits you can indulge in. When I mean micro habits, I mean small habits here and there, like I said earlier, moving, stretching, taking a deep breath. We did the exercise. Number 2 is protect your peace at all costs. You see, no one will guide or protect your peace like you. If there is something you don't want anybody to hear, don't tell anybody. You know those people that will tell their best friends, I don't want you to tell anybody, but this is what I'm going through. I'm sorry, you're the biggest dummy for yourself, because that person you're telling also has a best friend.
Yeah.
And that best friend has another best friend. So you must protect your peace. Turn off non-urgent notifications. Say no sometimes and schedule your life. Put a schedule around your life. And then the final point on that, how to manage stress on the move, is fuel your body and fuel your mind. You fuel your body and fuel your mind by eating well and by feeding your mind with the necessary things. Sometimes we find ourselves taking in junks. If a woman giving birth to yam in Abakaliki will not do anything for me, why am I interested in that news? It's not everything that is trending you should absorb. Sometimes you need to give your brain a break. Sometimes get out of Instagram. Leave the black app. Sometimes follow comedians. You know, I tell people laughter is therapeutic. It's medicinal. If you don't laugh, you won't last. There are people who don't laugh. They are as serious as the Nigerian economy. Always looking straight. Please, sometimes take a chill pill and laugh. Don't forget I said, if you don't laugh,
You won't last.
If you don't laugh,
You won't last.
Okay, smile, laugh,
Yes.
but don't do the constant laughing thing.
That one is also a mental health issue. So too much of everything is bad. So you must know when to place a limit. Now, what are the practical tips for busy people? I said I was going to give that for free. If you find someone who is always busy and they keep telling you things like, I'm busy, number one, suggest that they should carry a wellness pack.
Okay.
You can have something like mint or menthol in your purse. You can have water in your purse. You can have lip balm. It's not wrong to have lipstick. There was some time ago, a girl's bag was checked. They saw charger, they saw nail, comb, and corn. I'm sorry, if you're a lady and in your bag, the only thing we can see is charger, comb, corn. There is no lip balm. There is no
Lipstick.
It's an anathema. It's an avalanche of malady. You need to carry a wellness pouch. You can have some healthy candies like your ginger candy, glucose. You can have water, lemon water, just something to keep you refreshed. And this is very, very important. You see, every hospital I've been privileged to practice, whether on locum or on full time, because I've been privileged to practice in Kenya, South Africa, and the UK, and not forgetting Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. Now, they always have dispensers, water dispensers. This is very important. If you have an office, you have a hospital, you don't have water dispenser, I'm sorry, you're not helping your staff, because they will burn out over time, break down over time, and it will tell on the establishment. And you as the staff, you must also understand that in medicine there is something called you first. Even in the aviation industry, they tell you save yourself first before you struggle to save someone else. So you must take care of your health first, else you'll be the next person on the bed. Number 2 tip is start small. You see, don't be too much in a hurry to take that big steps, because it could break you down. So many of us want to do big things, and I'm not saying you should not do big things, but can your shock absorber take it? Start small. For some of us, we are wired to handle big things. Yeah, some of us. But for some people, they are not wired to handle big things. When I was building, I have a real estate company as a doctor, and the reason I came up with this idea was during COVID. I discovered I can't make money unless I go to the hospital, and the hospital is where people are dying. And I started thinking, what can I do to make money while I sleep? So I began to invest in real estate. And we came up with King's Embassy, which is the umbrella company for Precious Villa.
So you have to bring that one here. Let's help you, push it further. We need to take it, make so much noise about it. And that is why we are here on Early Starters. Because if you say you want to talk about it now,
so I'm not talking about it. So what I'm trying to say in the nutshell is, we started with doing projects like 3-4 flats
Okay.
because that was what we could do. And when we decided to do the estate with 17 units, we completed it in 4 months, and I was not stressed. I don't have a loan from any bank. The point I'm trying to make is, if I had started with the 17 flat units, I would have broken down. So you start small, then you grow into it. You're somebody who have not handled a young person or a young lady. You want to start with a big woman who is already established. You will have problem
That's true.
That's true.
very
That's very true.
because her appetite
You
is
know
different
now
from yours.
they teach you online to do everything big, start big, have a big dream, and at the end of the day you realize that the person who is even motivating you, advising you, so to say, does not have anything. And there are people who disguise to be who they are. They are not.
Yes.
And the problem with the Gen Zs now is they just want to follow through whatever.
The bandwagon.
Yes, the bandwagon.
Like what this young man said, one of the famous comedians, he said advice is what people give for free that they don't use.
They don't use it. That's
They
the truth.
give it to you for free.
For free.
They tell you quit your job and they don't have job. And if you listen to them, you are in trouble. So you need to be very careful. I was saying off camera the other time, I said there are people you shouldn't talk to. When you're bottling up a lot of things, it can lead to stress. But you need to find the right people and talk to them. You see, if you're not talking to the right people, maybe you have a friend and every time you talk to her, she's shouting, Mado, Mado. That's where you are going. You may soon run mad. You need to hang around people who would help think for you, think in your place, and tell you, give you solutions to that problem. They can tell you, okay, this is the way out, do it like this. But if you're not conscious enough to understand this, you may just keep talking to the wrong set of people and keep having stress, and the circle continues. I tell people, it's not a brand new day. It's a continuation from yesterday.
A continuation from yesterday. So if you don't finish up what you started yesterday, you have a continuum to work on the next day.
Yes.
All right. We'll be wrapping up this session as Michael Armstrong, continues with the sport highlight. We have a very, very, qualified professional and, of course, licensed doctor. You would have, gotten a thing or two from what he's been talking about, having practice here and there and there and there. But so you have to pay for all these things that you're saying, doctor. But that's a very good one and highly inspiring, I must say. And that means if you are looking for what you want to eat, if you're looking at what what I'm going to become, also think about your health. Doctor, I want you to link the stress thing with hepatitis, because I saw something about hepatitis on your status. Does it mean that stress births hepatitis?
No.
Or it's a different thing, or I just want you to say something about that hepatitis B and C. I think so.
Okay.
Very
So
short.
Saturday is World Hepatitis Day, and I'm doing a free medical care, free medical treatment for.
But what is hepatitis?
I'm talking about it right now.
Because I don't want you to do a back of my program without paying. You have to pay.
If I'm not wise
Okay.
at this point, I think I'll have a problem. So we're giving back to the community, but that's
Okay.
not the issue. Now I've discovered that a lot of people have hepatitis B and C,
without
and
knowing.
hepatitis B is a blood-related issue, and it affects the liver. But it can be sexually transmitted. I tell people hepatitis B is more dangerous than HIV. Yes, so you need to be careful. You need to have the necessary test before you indulge in unprotected sex. This is very, very vital. You need to know your partner's health. And then there are vaccines to guard it. I can't have it right now because I can't have hepatitis B right now because I've been vaccinated. In the United Kingdom, before you practice, they do all the treatments, all the vaccines, all the checks. Let me shock you. I I took a tetanus vaccination. I took just one dose. It's supposed to be 3 doses. When I got to the UK, they said, "Have you been vaccinated for tetanus?" I said, "Yes, I marked it." So they took me into the lab, they did the test, and they said they can only find 10% of that vaccinated dose in my system. So they subjected me to restarting and doing it again. So they are very intentional about people who work in internal medicine. So before you're permitted to treat and put your hand in people, they want to ensure that check. So yes, we need to do our blood tests. You need to go and check yourself. The same blood can be used to check your sugar level, your HIV. If you're the type that keeps having unprotected sex, then you are at risk. You need to go and do the test. Very, very important.
Hepatitis.
Yes.
Very important.
It affects.
Michael, if you're such person.
Why did you call his name?
No, I am just advising him now.
He's a gentleman.
A gentleman.
And you're putting him on the spot.
Okay.
That's a stress
You see,
related. So now, linking it to stress, when someone is told, imagine a doctor just tells you, you have hepatitis B. There's a way your whole world comes crashing. I remember some time ago, I heard the story of a young man who said he was about to make love to a lady in the other room, and the lady said, "I'm HIV positive." Just the sound of "I'm HIV positive" as a whisper in his ear, his erection disappeared. That was when he became spiritual. So sometimes we need to actually be intentional. I would say before you start having unprotected sex, both of you should have that mutual agreement. Talk about it. It is fraud and it's a criminal offense.
Yes, it's
for
fraud.
you to
Yes,
know
fraud,
that
actually.
you are positive to HIV or hepatitis B or all those terminal conditions, and you do not share with your partner. If you are SS and your partner is AS, please tell him, because SS and AS should not marry. AS and AS should not marry. You can be friends, but you don't have any business raising children, because we know where the graph will end.
All right, doctor, I would like you to, put all of those things together as an advice for our viewers as to how best they can manage the stress. I haven't given them some techniques they can work with.
So I'll conclude by saying wellness is not a destination, it's a journey. You need to consciously drink water, and the easiest one, mind your business. So many people are very, very quick to bear other people's burden. The person that should actually bear your burden is God. He said, "Cast your cares
upon me
on
because
me."
he cares.
Yeah, so leave the burden for God and just focus on a day at a time. And I see us getting better as the day goes by.
All right, cast your cares on God and not on me or Michael Armstrong or on Dr. Precious Uwagbai. I sincerely love this episode, and it's just like we shouldn't, wrap up the program, but we have to wrap up the program to see you tomorrow morning. And I will be leaving you into the, in the hands of Michael Armstrong and of course, David at Depodro. Felicity Unge is also there at the MCR, and they will be doing justice to the sport highlights. Have a good morning. See you at 12.